Texas, Mr. Fallon.
Mr. Secretary, we'll have a little bit of time to talk about all that. General Kane, is it true or not true that in 1988 you were at Plattsburgh Air Force Base as an ROTC cadet?
Yes, sir. I think I was. Yeah.
Do you recognize the person you're addressing right now?
Yeah, I actually do. Yes, sir. Please don't tell anybody how we did out there.
We did. We were athletic officers in 1980.
Yes, we
I
were.
believe you worked for me at the time.
I did, sir. I still do.
Kinda, yeah. And just for the record, there was a Commandant Award recognizing the best cadet of all 200, and they got that right because it was the man sitting in front of me, General Kane, who won that. So I got out as a captain, so you're winning. General Kane, I want to talk to you about the lessons learned in Ukraine and how important that is. I also sit on the Intelligence Committee, and how we can best detour in the Indo-Pacific, because that is of vital import. We don't want to get into a hot war with a peer adversary. And then if you could also just touch on the importance of innovation and acquisition reform.
Yes, sir. As I've talked about before, the entrepreneurial spirit out there in Europe is one that we've all learned from. And as we look at creating multiple simultaneous cognitive, fiscal, and physical dilemmas for our adversaries around the world, we have to take that same entrepreneurial spirit and bring it back here to our nation, both in our national and our defense industrial base. So the importance of mass scale, building a DIB and a national base that can provide the combat capability that our warfighters need at the tactical edge is something that both the Secretary and I, as well as the services, are very focused on.
Oh, thank you. And you're both a breath of fresh air. Mr. Secretary, I wanted to visit with you a little bit about recruiting first, and then I do want to talk about politics in the military. We have seen recruiting bump, thank the Lord, over the last 3-4 years. It was a crisis. And if we didn't solve it, I don't know what we're going to do. So I would like to ask you, because I've asked each of the secretaries of each branch to really do a deep dive and come back to Congress and let us know, because I want to start with doubts and end uncertainties. Find out the reasons why the change, whatever they may be, because whatever we're doing right, we need to continue to do so we don't get in this situation. And if you all need some extra funding, if you have folks that are willing to come in, I would rather have a few more than a few less. And also want to talk about the fact that I think you are a breath of fresh air, not only the general, but yourself, because the first thing that you said to us was you are going to reintroduce warfighting and lethality and force projection into our military, and you specifically said that you did not want to see politics infest, because we had people up here in the last few years that were clearly like a Democratic general. I never want to see that again. I don't want to see a Republican general. I want to see American generals, and American generals only ever address us. And I thought it was a travesty, and I have a case in point. We have here, this individual was, I believe, a major in the Army, was exalted and venerated above all 2 million active and reservists by the DOD, the former DOD. Why? Was there any excellence that was done? Was there a life saved? Was there a computer program written by cyber? No, it was because this person was transsexual, and they had a political flag in uniform, and they were waving it. That was disgusting, not because there was a transsexual, because that was a political statement, and this person did nothing of excellence at all to be recognized. And instead, we should be venerating people like Gary Gordon and Randy Shugar, who gave their lives to save Mike Durant and won the Medal of Honor. That's the lethality. That's what will deter the Chinese, and that's what will deter our enemies. And I'd like to give you 1 minute and 13 seconds to expound on that and maybe answer Mr. Ryan. Thank you.
Well, amen, and you're exactly right. That's precisely what we want to return to and restore. And every accusation and insinuation that is politicizing is blatantly false, and they know it. Ultimately, there were ideologies and particular political perspectives being injected into our forces. Call it political correctness, call it DEI, call it CRT, call it what you want. They were being injected in. Our job has been to remove those political ideologies and go back to basics. High standards that are the same. We're not looking at race. We're not emphasizing your differences. We're focusing on our unity, which is the point of any formation. Every formation I've ever looked at, I didn't look at the race or background of the people in that formation. I wanted the most capable leader, squad leader, team leader across the spectrum, able to do the job. Because when it hits the fan, that's what I need. And our enemies need to see that. And let me say something about the chairman. He is the most professional, apolitical, military expert I've ever worked with, and our country is grateful, should be grateful to have him at the helm because they are in very steady, apolitical hands, and he does a
Gentleman's
fantastic
time's
job.
expired.